Hello students, good morning. So today we are going to start with the significance of biodiversity. So first of all we should know that what is the thing which is known as the significance of biodiversity. So as you all know that biodiversity provide we following things like direct or indirect services to human beings. So just like let us start with the stability of ecosystem. So when realizing the ecosystem importance and economic utility of biotic resources, there is a growing concern throughout the world about the need for concern of the biodiversity, because more the diversified biotic components and more the chances of stability of an ecosystems, right? So just like we having the food web, right, food chain, energy flow, so in various tropical level, and also the biogeochemical cycles occurs in their natural ways without any hindrances, or if there is a proper availability of the biodiversity the species. So in this way we have seen the changes in any one may lead to the disbalance of the stability of ecosystem. So in short we can say that ecosystem also help to the stability of the biodiversity, also help the stability of ecosystem, right? It also help in the fulfillment of human requirements. Like what are the human requirements? Like sources of food and improved varieties, like we having number of things which we can eat as a food, right? So like food, cloth and shelter, these are the basic needs of human society. And biodiversity, that is directly or as well as indirectly acts. So as the source of these three necessities, more than 3000 species of the plant species are selected as the sources of food. So out of them only 150 species are commercialized, and however 85% of the world food production is met by the cultivating less than 20 species of the plants. So in this way it also helpful for the sources of food and improvement of the varieties. Now let us talk about the fats and oils. So a variety of plants are used to extract different kinds of oils, like we having sunflower, mustard, groundnut, soya bean, coconut, cottonseed, right, oil palm, so etc. These are the new species of the plant, such as bitter like loninith, now jojoba, now wild gourd, and also the under investigations as the potential sources of oil. So now fibers, as you all know that fibers are very variously useful for us. So a variety of plant species such as cotton, hemp, sun hemp, cord, jute, flax, all these are the sources of fibers. So new varieties of the plants are being tried, yes, for obtaining the fibers. Now next we having resins. Okay, so resins are the sticky, like just like this plastics, right? So plastics, yes. So for this also which we are getting from the plants, like fine resins means which is obtained from the pinus plants, you know. So in this way, now gums, timbers, paper, these all things also we are getting from different types of plant species which provide us the useful things. Now let's, if we will talk about drugs and medicines, so that is also which we are getting from our nature, right? So drugs and medicines like living organisms also contain a number of theopotentical uses and the useful substances. Now today, 67 to 70% medicines are derived from the biological resources. Clear? Now, aesthetic, when we are talking about aesthetic value, that means biodiversity also great aesthetic value. Like Indian people grow many plants because they regard them as a scared, like tulsi, right? Bargad, aparjat, people. So in this way, we having uh, various types of aesthetic values and the plants. So some birds and snakes are also worshipped, like peacock, right? So this is all about our aesthetic value. This is also provided by our biodiversity, right? Now let us talk about the cycling and recycling of the nutrients, how we are doing the cycling and recycling of the nutrients. So occurrence of the higher biodiversity is a wet tropical area is responsible for cycling and recycling of the nutrients, and hence do the great job for the maintenance of biodiversity. Right now, significance value. Now and also we having the scientific value. So let us talk about the scientific value. So the conservation biodiversity help many naturalistic as well as biologistic to study the morphological or anatomical or physiological ecological behavior of biology, so of the organisms under their natural habitat. So this is all about the scientific value. Now, recreational value. So the biodiversity of any country provide best means of the sports and recreation, like birds, tigers and other animal, and habitating watching is a hobby of many people all over the world that visit to the natural national park and also the sanctuaries. So it is an enjoyable portion for the children as well as for the adult. So in this way, recreational value. Now let us see about the pattern of biodiversity. So look at this chart. This is the longitudinal gradient of biodiversity of the ant. Okay, so we are discussing about the ant. So in this way we can also the biodiversity of the world is not alike. It changes with the altitude as well as geographical structure and climate. So when we talk about the longitudinal gradient, so maximum biodiversity is found in a tropical region of the world. So for example, we having number of ants in a tropical region is 180 to 200 per unit area. So 80 to 60 to 80 in temperature region and 10 to 15 in Arctic region. So in this way we can we can also see the pattern of biodiversity. Now let us talk about the loss of biodiversity or threats of the biodiversity, that is the causes of depletions of biodiversity. So this is the most serious aspects of the biodiversity, as the extinct of the species means which we are losing our species, right? So one is a species become extinct, it changes for further evaluation are lost, right? So a species is considered extinct when no member of the species remain alive anywhere in the world. If an individual of a species remain alive only in a capacity or other human control condition, so the species is said to be in the world. Clear? So in both of these situations, the species would be considered globally extinct. A species may be considered to be a ecological extinct if it is persist at such reduced number that it affects on other species and in its community and negligibility. Right? So let us talk about the extinct or depletions of the biodiversity that takes place due to the following factors. So that is natural factor as well as the anthropogenic factors. So natural factors. Natural factors means our environment condition plays a very important role in the extinct of some species of a plant as well as animal, because change in environment condition result in the slow replacement of extinct species by better adapt of that species, or that is known as the background extinction, right? So this is all about the natural factor in which environment condition plays a very important role. But when we are talking about anthropogenic factors, so that is it included extinction of the species or depletion of the biodiversity, so due to activities of human beings. So it happens is very short period of a time. As a report World Conservation Monitoring Center, that is 553 species of animal which is mostly vertebrates and 384 varieties or species of the plant which is mostly flowering plant become extinct due to different human activities. Okay, so today disappearance of certain plants and animal species from the earth is called extinct. Clear? Yes. Now so this is all about the natural factor and yes. anthropogenic factor. Now we will talk about the habitat alteration. So in this way we can also read about some most serious threated of the wild species, like absence of cover or shelter. How this going to be absence. Now reductions of the area of movement, means when one animal go from the other place. Okay, now destruction of wild plants, means we are losing day by day the very useful species of the plant, which we are losing in number of days now. Like undesired exploitation of habitat and habitat destructions, or the biggest problem is that is deforestation, right? So now uses of pesticides, building roads and railways, pollution, the biggest reason, and also the introduction of exotic species. Yes, so in this way, and also the collection of research and also making the zoos. These are the biggest problems. So why we are losing our habitat what is the main reason of habitat alteration? So because we are losing our these are the human activities by which we are losing our different types of species of plants as well as the humans. Okay, now soil erosion, overgrazing, increasing urbanization, agriculture expansion, and also the forest fire. So all these are the main causes of the depletion of the biodiversity. Okay, now let us talk about some more thing, like high yielding agriculture practices. So when we know about the high yielding, that is thousands of wild crop varieties were replaced with a few hybrid species during green revolution. So this is result in a small disappearance of our genetic resources of crop plant, especially for wheat and rice. With the disappearance of the plant, the associated microorganism and faunal are lost. So this is also a reason. Now hunting. Hunting we all know, yes, killing of the wild animals. So indiscriminate hunting has been the use of the depletion of wildlife in India. Hunting is done due to various reasons. So the most important reason of hunting wild animal is the process, quick and easy money, right? So animal produce always features a good amount of the money. So in this way we are losing, these are the reasons, these are the causes of depletion of the biodiversity, and all these things, because of all these reasons of human activities, we lose our biodiversity, or we can say threats of the biodiversity. Okay, so now it is given like the hotspot of the biodiversity. What is the hotspot of the biodiversity? So that is the places or region of the world which is rich in the diversity of species of the plant and animal, that is called the hotspot of the biodiversity. So in other words, we can say the hotspot of the biodiversity are also those places where plant and animal species grow without interference of human being. So where there is a great diversity in a species, plant and as well as animals. So the tropical region of the world are the rich in the biodiversity, that is maximum biodiversity is found in a tropical region. So basically we having there are 12 mega biodiversity tropical region of the world. So we can identify like Mexico, Colombia, Brazil, Pura, Udrico. No? So in this way you can see here Indonesia, Malaysia. So here India also in the 10th number, China, Australia. So these 12 region country, about 60 to 70 species of the world, these centers are called the mega gene centers. Okay, so let us see about Indian hotspot of the biodiversity. So in India there are two hotspot of the biodiversity, that is Eastern Himalaya and Western Ghat. So these spots are rich in species of plant as well as animal, insect, bird, reptile, etc. Okay, so it's some places we having it still. Okay, so yes, I hope you understood. Thank you.